Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the Chef Yusuf Show, where we learn to cook the Islamic way. This is our second episode of the Ramadan special series that we're doing about soup. We mentioned that soup was the favorite meal of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and back in Arabia, in the time of the Prophet, it used to be called al-tharid, which is technically flavored liquid with crushed bread on top. Today we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about how to make consommé, and also to finish our stock and to put everything together, we'll talk about vegetarian or vegetable stock. So let's go ahead inshallah and get started and not delay. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up the topic of stock. We're going to refer back to this episode in the future, so this is very important, and I wanted to take my time to really explain everything of making the perfect stock. Of course, we talked about white stock being from fish or from chicken bones, brown stock from veal, lamb, or goat, or the cow bones, the big bones. You caramelize them, you roast them, and then this is how we get the brown color. Vegetable stock is really a shortcut because chicken stock will take 3 hours, veal will take 6 hours. This will take from 45 minutes to 1 hour, or maybe 30 minutes. Technically, it's really simple. There is not really a lot of rules. Technically, you do have to put vegetables, of course, and we talked about mary poire being carrots, celery, and onion. On top of that, we'll add some mushrooms. The mushrooms are the key, in my opinion, because it gives it that unique stock flavor, the earthy flavor. Some acid from the tomato, and we mentioned the rules of making simple stock. Make the herbs and spices to a minimum. So we have 2 garlic cloves, 10 or 7 peppercorns, the black pepper, the whole pepper. We have some cilantro, we have some bay leaves, we have some oregano, we have some sage. So we'll go ahead and chop everything, put them with cold water. Of course, we want to add cold water. When you put cold water, you make sure that you can extract the flavors as much as you can from the vegetables. You don't want to boil it too much, because when you overcook the vegetables, it tends to lose their beautiful taste. One rule that I would like to share is when we do the cutting of the vegetable, when we used to do the white and brown stock, we didn't really care. We put the end of the onions, we put the leftover foods. This we're going to take care of the vegetable. We're going to cut them smaller than usual because it's going to cook faster. When we have smaller pieces, the temperature will be, the heat will be all over the vegetable and will extract the flavors faster. And the other reason is I want to use the vegetables to be consumed and not to be thrown away. So you always can have that option to put the vegetables aside, and you can have them as a separate meal. So we have stock here. We'll go ahead and put some more. And this is just putting some heat on top, and this is gonna remind me of Big's Bunny, when they make soup. So let's go ahead and chop everything. This is the fulcrum motion. This is one of the first knife skills that we wanted to share with everyone. We talked about this in previous episodes. So we'll add some carrots. Oh, by the way, I never showed you how to cut the onion, right? I don't believe I did. To cut the onion, we're gonna do a slice. We're gonna slice the onion. I'm gonna show you how to slice the onion today. Okay, put this aside. So of course I'm gonna remove the skin, remove the head. We cut it in half. And this way it makes it easier to peel. Yeah, this was easy. Okay. The secret of cutting an onion is really you want to cut the onion with the fewest slices as much as you can. So I'll have a horizontal slice in the onion. You can have one more horizontal and you do the vertical slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did 6 slices, and with the full chrome motion, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, maybe it took me 13 slices. You add the onions. You technically add everything, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice the garlic as well. We want to make sure that it looks beautiful to present. You crush the garlic, it will be easier to peel. You have the spices, you can put them in like a tea bag style, you know, like you open them, but really they can be, you can pick them up when they are done. Peppercorn. Technically we're done here, so we'll do the slice real quick, the ingredients. We have some celery, and technically we'll go ahead and cut the mushrooms. Now the mushrooms, in culinary school, what you want to do, you want to cut the bottom of the mushroom, remove it, and then do your dice this way. But since we are using every part of the vegetable, we'll go ahead and dice it as well. Okay guys, very simple, as you can see. Not too much calculation. It's just you have to remember the rules. The first rule is you start with cold water. The second rule is the pot itself. You want to make sure it simmers, it doesn't boil. Right now I have the heat all the way high, so I can get the liquids to heat. But the pan also, you want to choose the thinnest and the tallest pan you have. This is not the ideal pan to make stock, but I'm not making a lot of quantities, so I'm using whatever I have. But whatever you have in the kitchen, but you know, the thinner and the taller you got is better. It's the French way of doing things. Tomatoes, of course. We absorb the acidity from the tomatoes. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up with the topic of stock. We will go ahead and move forward now. We'll go ahead and get into the science of cooking. Now, this is really interesting because it will show you how to take your stock, the one we already made, and filter it out through a system called, I don't know what the system is called, I'm not sure, but the final product is called consommé. Consommé is really interesting. We're gonna show you after the break. And technically we are done with the stock, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove everything from the table, and we're gonna start when we are come back. Don't go away. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. Now, after making the stock for the vegetable stock, I want to show you the color of the stock. You know, we compared the brown stock with the white stock. I want to show you how the vegetable stock look like. You know, it has some color from the tomatoes. And as you can see, a little bit on the, it has a little bit of brown, a little bit dark, a little bit, not totally light, not totally white. So you get the point. Now I did transfer this to a plastic container. That's only after I let the stock cool down in the fridge. So these vegetables, what can you do with these vegetables? If you want to strain them out, you can move them aside. You can puree them and make maybe a vegetable bishk, a vegetable cream soup. Use that as a thickening agent. You can put that in your garden, make, you know, the thing that you make, the stuff for your garden. I forgot what it's called. What else you can do with this? You can maybe puree this, and you can mix them with egg and flour and make like some vegetable burger buns for your burgers, right? You know, so there's a lot of application you can do with these vegetables. You can heat the soup with the vegetables, and you know, put more spices and make vegetable soup like this. So you have all of the option. This is vegetable broth. You can call it stock, I guess. So I will go ahead and move to the next topic of consommé.